Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gregory Talk Time, where we talk the time. What time is it? Nobody knows. Time is a concept, of course, duh. And with that concept today, we are going to be talking about things that Gregory wants to talk about. Alrighty. Now here's the deal. Some of you guys have informed me that you do not like when I'm constantly cutting back and forth from like videos to this video. And I understand. A lot of you have actually enjoyed listening to the content and said you like it because it feels like a podcast. Well, I can make it feel like a podcast if you would like. So we are going to do that. Today, we are going to treat this like a podcast where I'm going to be talking and you are going to be listening. And if you don't like it, well then, drop in the comments and maybe I'll bring back how I used to do my videos. Okay? Okay, sounds good. Are we ready to share some stories? I think we're ready. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. All right, let's dive right in, shall we? Perfect. The first order of business is the story of when I saw the Easter Bunny take off his head. Yes, when this is released, it'll be Good Friday. That is why I'm wearing black. Because, you know, the day Jesus passed away. If you're a Christian, then you know Good Friday is the day that Jesus unfortunately passed away on the cross. Well, I wouldn't say unfortunately because a couple days later, he rose. Yeah, he rose out of that grave and proved everybody wrong. So if you believe in that, if you don't believe in that and you're like, oh God, political propaganda, shut up. All right, let us dive in. I saw the Easter Bunny take his head off. This is a true story. I was probably 8 or 9. And for those of you who are familiar with the state of Colorado, it happened at Park Meadows Mall. And I'll never forget it. My sister and I had just seen the Easter Bunny. And we're roaming around with our parents. I think we were going to the food court or something. And now this has been an argument with my mother and I. And my mom and I actually just went there. And she pointed out to me where the events occurred. And I always thought that they had happened upstairs in the food court area, which if you know Park Meadows Mall, there's 2 levels to the mall. There's the food court area, and then if you go downstairs and then kind of off to one side of the mall, it's where they have the Santa photos, Easter Bunny photos, whatever. And so I have always thought that it took place in the food court and we chased him from the food court. That's apparently not what happened. What happened is we had gotten done taking photos with the Easter Bunny. We must have been doing a little more shopping, and my sister had spotted the Easter Bunny and was like, we need to go say hi. And I was like, yes, we do. And so we go after the Easter Bunny and we're chasing him down this hallway. And now granted, we were kind of being sneaky about it. You know, we weren't being like, Easter Bunny, come here. It was more of a like sneaking up on that poor bunny. And so we see him walk into what looked like an electrical room, a boiler room. You know how those 2 big doors. So I remember peeking in, looking, and there he was, the Easter Bunny, removing his head, and it was a black man underneath. And all my sister could do, bless her heart, was scream, the Easter Bunny's black! The Easter Bunny's black! And she ran for her life. Now, that's kids for you. This is also the early 2000s, so for anyone who's like, that's a cancelable offense, that was back in the day. Kids did not know any better. But so she's running. My mom's trying to shut her up. My dad's trying to think of an excuse of why the Easter Bunny's black. And to be honest, I don't think any excuse would be appropriate. So I remember our parents just being like, shut up, like, yeah, and just dragging us out of there. And I think, I don't know if that traumatized us. I always kind of thought of the Easter Bunny as a character in a costume, I think by 2nd grade, because I just remember thinking to myself, well, sure, the Easter Bunny that delivers gifts to our home is real, but the Easter Bunny at the mall is just a dude in a costume because, you know, Easter Bunny's busy. You know, child logic is amazing. And so, yeah, that happened, and that was great. It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown. It is one of my favorite Charlie Brown cartoons. It would actually probably be my 2nd favorite Charlie Brown cartoon, next to The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I love It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown. I don't know why I love it so much. I think the music's great in it. Putting jazz music in children's cartoons that is so spunky and fun, dude, you did it. You did well. You did well, dude. Wonderful. Pop off. But I love the jazz and the Charlie Brown cartoons, and I just think the Easter Beagle one honestly slaps. Not to mention the storyline is just ridiculously funny. I have always loved the fact that, like, Marcy and Peppermint Patty are painting eggs, and it's ironic that Marcy's the one who doesn't know how to do it, because if you know the comics, you know Marcy's a little smarter than Peppermint Patty. And then just like the idea that there's not an Easter bunny, but there's an Easter Beagle. But like, where's Linus getting this information from? Like, we all know of the Easter bunny, but Linus is like, no, I'm gonna die on the hill of the Easter Beagle. And then Snoopy's like, I got you. And I think what's so funny is that Woodstock gets a bird house because he's tired of living in a nest. And Snoopy goes out, buys him this cute little house. And the irony of it is that Snoopy destroys Woodstock's home, which, if you know the cartoon, there's a scene where Snoopy sees like Woodstock has like a nice ass pad, and Woodstock is just chilling, living his best life, and Snoopy's like, I gotta ruin it, and like sticks his nose in there and like ruins the whole thing. And Woodstock has the meltdown of a lifetime, and honestly, I'm here for it. The only thing I hated about that whole thing with Woodstock's little pad is when Snoopy breaks the house, none of the stuff is there anymore. I'm like, what the heck? It's so stupidly funny. I love it. And then just the music where Snoopy's coming down the way, tossing the Easter. It's a great cartoon. I love it. I love it. So there you have it. You've heard it here first. I love It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. Oh, this is a hill I'm going to die on. You're telling me that no one else could fit in the glass slipper or golden slipper from Cinderella? You're sitting here and telling me that there was no other maiden in that kingdom. I mean, Cinderella must have had a size 0 foot. Like, it was a one size fits one sort of deal. First of all, the story of Cinderella is actually really clever. And I think a lot of people misunderstand it because everyone is like, it's a girl who wants to go to the ball. No. Cinderella doesn't want to go to the ball to meet the prince. That's not her intentions. That's her stepmother and stepsister's intentions. Well, depending on the story. Cinderella in the book, the original Grimm fairy tale, she wants to go to the festival. She wants to just enjoy herself. And her stepmother's like, no. In the original Disney film, Cinderella just wants to go to the ball. She's admiring the castle from afar. She's always wanted to go see it. You know, she wears her mother's gown, and the stepsisters are bitches. And in the live action Cinderella, the 2015 one, Cinderella meets the prince, and I think she wants to see him, but she doesn't know he's the prince. And so, you know, whatever story you want to believe in, I always look at the story of Cinderella, and I love it because it's not about a woman who desperately wants to be saved by a man. It's a woman who wants to go and enjoy herself. I mean, girl, same. Like, you know, I love that. And I love the fairy tale. And I think what's so funny in the spiral out of chaos is, and I think this is actually clever, is in the original Cinderella and the Grimm brothers fairy tale, that prince wanted her, okay? He had 3 nights to meet her. He met Cinderella night 1, night 2, night 3, and she's like, oh, okay. And he's all like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty. But then midnight hits and she's like, gotta go, gotta dip, I'm tired. And so on the 3rd night, he's like, I know how I'm gonna get this. Now, this is a man. He was like, I'm gonna go to any needs necessary. I'm gonna go to any length to get this girl. Like, this gentleman, this is how you do it right. He spread pitch on the stairs and caught her shoe and was like, I'm going to find her. The only dumb side of this man, 3 nights, and you don't know who the hell you were dancing with? And, you know, it's not like Cinderella and the original Grimm brothers was withholding her name. I doubt he asked. You know what I'm saying? The prince in the other Cinderella adaptations of Disney, granted, never gave his name. Actually, in the 2015 one, I think he gives his name, but she wouldn't give her name. And I think Cinderella just was having the time of her life in the original cartoon to be like, my name's Cinderella. And also she's embarrassed by it because, you know, I mean, girl, you could have just said your name was Ella. I don't understand where you're coming from. But you know what? Girl logic. I don't understand it. I don't care to understand it. But I think what's so funny is that you got Prince Charming here, and he's like, yes, the maiden I've danced with. Don't know what she looks like. She was a pretty blonde or brunette or however, whichever story, you know. And he's like, and I'm going to go find her. And I'm going to ask every maiden in the kingdom if she is the one by trying on that golden slipper or, glass slipper, depending on the story. And I just think it's so ironic. He goes to every damn house in the village and then arrives with the stepsisters, which, here's the deal. I'm sure there are pretty maidens in the village, but damn, you arrive at the stepsister's house and you sit there for another minute going, oh yeah, it might be these two. I don't know. I, but you're telling me no one else fit that shoe? Like, do you know how many girlfriends of mine I know I'll be sharing shoes, sharing clothes because they all fit into the same shit? Like, ain't no way. Like, I get that the shoes maybe had magic or something, but like, you playing, dog, you playing. This is a quote from my dad. Don't judge a person till you've walked a mile in their moccasins. I love my dad. That's a great quote. He told me this quote long time ago, and I think now like uh, the what is it? The PC way of saying this is don't judge a person till you walk a mile in their shoes. I like moccasins. I think that's nicer. You know what? That is such a it's a great quote because I think we as a society today we're so quick to judge people. I myself am one to judge very quickly, and I get humbled very fast. We're all struggling. We all have our own issues. We're all doing the most, and there's some horrible people out there, and you might learn their stories. But I always say if you're gonna, especially like people that you're kind of judgy of because of one thing or another, or like especially in high school, I was very judgy in high school, and I'm sure people were very judgy of me. And I learned a lot about people, especially like in high school. I would be a real jerk sometimes, and then I would learn like what their story was, and I'd actually become best friends with them. And I'm like, oh, it's like a movie. Okay, so dinosaurs are giant chickens. And I don't know if anyone could prove me wrong on that. Maybe a scientist, but you mean to tell me that chickens are not an offspring of dinosaurs? Let me just put this out there. Dinosaurs laid eggs, chickens laid eggs. Some dinosaurs could fly like pterodactyls. Chickens can flap their wings. Is this a hill to die on? That dinosaurs and chickens are from the same family? Along with other reptiles, obviously, but like dinosaurs and chickens. All I'm saying is if dinosaurs and chickens are from the same family, and if dinosaurs had feathers, that would be great. And here's the thing. Everyone's like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, Jurassic this, Jurassic that. Here's the deal. If they got it wrong and dinosaurs had feathers, I'm just saying, I would love a dinosaur with feathers. And I bet they had very pretty feathers. I bet they looked like parakeets. I had an argument with my cousin about this, about dinosaurs and chickens being chickens. And we had a whole discussion about evolution. And I'm not even going to get into that. But despite what she believes in, I believe that dinosaurs are chickens. Dinosaurs came from chickens. Because what came first, the chicken or the egg? We don't know. But I'm going to say dinosaurs and chickens are like that. I want to travel to Europe. This is my final one, you guys. I want to travel to Europe. I want to go to England. I want to see Buckingham Palace. I want to see Big Ben. I want to see ABBA Voyage. I want to see ABBA Voyage like nobody's business. What else do I want to do in Europe? Oh, I want to go to Germany. I am planning a trip to Germany right now with a friend of mine, so that'll be fun. I would love to see Italy. France. I don't have any desire to go to France, but like if the opportunity presented itself, I might go. I would love to go to Greece for all the wrong reasons. I'm trying to think. Scandinavian countries too, I think would be like very fun. I don't know what I would do there because I don't really know what they have there, but I know that they have some pretty things. And I have friends who are Scandinavian who have told me like lovely things, and also the people there are just my type. But yeah, I'll be very interested. I do want to start traveling. I'm 27 years old. I do want to start traveling. I do want to start seeing the world. I want to start seeing outside of America. I want to see what a functioning society looks like. Granted, let's be real, Europe is not a fully functioning society, but it's better than whatever this shit is. So, yeah. But yeah, I would love to go to Europe. I'd love to travel more as I get older and just see the world. And I think you have to travel and get outside of, your own country to really appreciate either where you come from or B, appreciate how others live and change your lives around. So, yeah, I think it's a give and take, and I want to give and I want to take. So there you have it. I want to go to Europe. Anyway, this has been the Gregory Talk Time Talk Time. If you have enjoyed this video and you have stayed till the end, then you shall feel free to like, comment, and subscribe on this video and click that little bell wherever it is to be notified about more videos to come. And with all that being said, I will bid you adieu. I will see you all in the next video.